Everybody, so this is going to be yoga fitness from 9:30. It'll be 45 minutes long, and you guys will be muted, and you don't have to add video if you don't want to, but it's just an opportunity for you guys to be able to work out, and I'm really excited. It's going to be a class focused on breath work and movement, so that we have a mind-body workout. All you really need is yourself. You don't even need a mat. Yeah, and we'll get started in a few minutes. Or not a few minutes, a few seconds, starting 9:30. So if you guys would like to join me in a child's pose, we're gonna bring ourselves out to a wide-legged child's pose. You guys are welcome to add your own music in the background. I'm going to do it without music just to ensure that you can hear my voice. We're going to take this time to just really center ourselves around our breath, clearing the mind of anything that is going on in your brain. Changing the breath to breathing in and out of the nostrils. Letting the belly rise as you inhale and fall as you exhale. Holding in that inhale for just a little bit longer. And exhale. Taking a few more breaths here. Taking this time to set your personal intention for your practice. Today, I offer the intention of letting go stress and worry. Really inhaling and then exhaling deeply here. And on your next inhale, walking your hand towards the left side of your mat, bringing the right hand over the left, bringing the forehead down, breathing in through the side body. Inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, switching towards the opposite side, bringing that left hand over the right, head comes down. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, walking the hands towards the center, going on to the fingertips, really rolling the shoulders here. And then meeting on your next inhale in a tabletop position, stacking the shoulders over the wrists, the hips over the knees. And as you inhale, dropping that belly low, gazes to the ceiling for cow. Exhale, curving that spine. Bringing your gaze to your belly button for cat. Taking this flow at your own breath. Really curving that spine and activating the abdominals. We're getting warm here. And then on your next inhale, coming back to a stable, neutral tabletop. Inhale to lift that left arm up in the air, and exhale to lift that right foot up. As you exhale, we're coming into a crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale to crunch. Inhale, extend. exhale to crunch. One more. Inhale, extend. And exhale to hold it here for a breath. Inhale. And exhale, hand comes down to the mat. Inhale to switch the arms, bringing that left arm up and that right foot back. Inhale. And exhale to crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale to crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale to crunch. One more. Inhale, extend. Exhale to crunch and hold it here for a breath. Inhale. And exhale, bringing it back to tabletop. From here, on your next inhale, we're going to take it to a plank position. From our plank, we're going to slowly lower the knees down for a modified plank, and then lowering it down, chaturanga, elbows go into the ribs, slowly lowering it down, chest goes down, bend the belly. And inhale to rise to a baby cobra, shoulders are back, chest is lifted, maybe wiggling the fingers. Exhale, cheek to mat. Inhale to rise all the way up to a full cobra, elbows are bent, gazes to the ceiling. And exhale, cheek to mat. Inhale to rise all the way up to an upward facing dog, bringing the weight off of the legs. The only thing that's touching are the hands and the feet, gazes to the ceiling. Exhale for our first downward dog of the practice. From here, you're going to really stretch through the fingertips, pressing down with the palms, gazes to the feet, maybe walking it out by shifting the weight into the heels. On your next inhale, we're going to return to that plank position. You have the choice to either go onto the knees or staying in a full plank. And as you exhale, bringing those elbows down to the ribs, slowly lowering it down, chaturanga. Inhale to a back bend of your choice. So you can do baby cobra, cobra, or upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. From here, we're going to inhale that right foot up in the air. And as you exhale, we're going to sweep it through the hands, coming into a low crescent lunge, knee comes down. Inhale to rise up for that low crescent lunge, slight bend in those elbows. From here, we're going to bring that left arm behind us. If you'd like to take a quad stretch here, that is an option. Holding it here for a few breaths. And then as you exhale, taking it back to a half split, pointing those toes up towards the ceiling, flexing the foot, chest is lifted. If you would like, you can take this to a low crescent lunge, half split flow. It is up to you. Whatever feels good for your practice today, in your body. And then on that next inhale, meeting back into that lunge, and exhale to step it back into a downward dog. Inhale to lift that left foot up in the air. Exhale to sweep it through the hands, coming into a low crescent lunge on the opposite side. Arms come up, slight bend in the elbows. Taking a breath, inhale. And as you exhale, taking that right hand to meet that left or the back foot. There you go. Breathing here, getting a nice quad stretch. And then on your next exhale, taking it to a half split. Foot is flexed, chest is lifted. Walking it back and forth between the lunge and that half split, chest is lifted. Again, this is optional. You can hold it in that half split if it feels good for your body. Also, I will not be cueing water breaks. Take water whenever. This is your practice. Honor your body. If you ever need to go into child's pose too, that is always an option. It is our safe place, our safe pose. And as you inhale, coming back to that low crescent lunge, sending it back into downward dog on the exhale. On your next inhale, we're going to take it back into that plank position. You can take it modified if you would like. And as you exhale, bringing those elbows in towards the ribs, lowering it down, chaturanga. Inhale for your preferred back bend. And exhale, downward dog. From here, we're going to inhale to walk our feet to our hands, meeting into a forward fold. From here, we're gonna grab opposite elbows, option for ragdoll, making sure that the head is hanging heavy, swaying side to side. And then exhale for a forward fold, letting go of that ragdoll. Inhale for a halfway lift, hands go on the shins, chest is lifted, gaze is at a 45-degree angle. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, all the way up, arms come to the top. And as you exhale, optional back bend. Inhale to rise. And exhale to swan dive it forward, walking your hands back out to a plank, chaturanga. Inhale to lift up into your preferred back bend. And exhale, downward dog. From here, we're going to inhale to lift that left foot up in the air. And exhale to sweep it through the hands. Coming into a high crescent lunge now, making sure both of your hips are squared to the front, that you can still see your toes. As you exhale, bringing yourself into cactus arms, squeezing the shoulder blades. And inhale to rise it up. Exhale for cactus. Breathing through it all. Letting go of that stress and that worry that you may have. And then on the next exhale, we're going to reach behind, clasping the hands, opening up the heart. Breathing in and out. One more breath in. And as you exhale, hinging it forward, letting the head hang heavy. Holding it here for 2 breath cycles. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale, release, bringing your hands to the mat, stepping it forward into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, optional back bend. Inhale to rise. Exhale to swan dive it forward, sending it back into a plank position. Exhale, chaturanga down. Inhale to preferred back bend. And exhale, downward dog. On your next inhale, we're gonna lift that right foot up in the air. 3-legged dog. Exhale to sweep it through the hands. Coming back into that crescent lunge on the opposite side. As you exhale, squeezing the shoulder blades for cactus. Inhale, extend. And exhale to bend. Breathing through this pose, making sure those hips are again square to the front, that you can still see those toes. One more, inhale. Exhale, bringing your hands behind the back, clasping the hands, opening up the heart, taking a breath, inhale, and exhale, hinging it forward. Letting the head hang heavy. 2 breath cycles here at your own breath pace. On that last exhale, hands come down, bringing that back foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. And this time, as you exhale, you're gonna bring yourself into Utkatasana, chair pose, sending the weight into the heels, lowering it down, making sure that you have a nice flat back. And as you exhale, we're gonna bring the arms back, squeezing the triceps and shoulder blades for airplane arms. Inhale, bringing arms up. Exhale, squeezing the shoulder blades. Taking this at your own breath pace, your own flow. Keeping that gaze at a 45-degree angle just over the toes. On the next inhale, rising the arms back up. And exhale, taking your palms to heart center. From here, as you exhale, we're going to twist towards that right side, bringing that elbow down to meet the thigh, making sure one knee isn't over the other, gaze is to the ceiling. On your next exhale, we're gonna step back with that left foot, sending it back for a twisted high lunge. You should feel this one. And then on your inhale, if you would like, you can open up, bringing the arms to extension. One more breath, inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, trying to rise all the way up, squeezing the obliques. Gaze can go to the back of the hand. And then on your next inhale, we're gonna bring both of our hands to the center, squaring our hips to the front, and then lacing our hands down, sending it back into a plank position. From here, chaturanga down. Inhale, rising up. And exhale, downward dog. Inhale to walk the feet to the hands, coming into a forward fold. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. And exhale, sinking it down low into chair pose once more. From here, this time, we're gonna play a little bit around with some rising and falling. So if you can see me a little bit, sorry about the computer not being all the way there. On your next inhale, rising up, exhale to lower. Taking this at your own breath. Again, making sure weight's in the heels, nice flat back. Few more breaths here. On your next exhale, bringing your hands to heart center. Now twisting towards that left side, taking that elbow down towards the leg, making sure one knee isn't above the other. And then exhale to step back with that right foot, coming into that twisted crescent lunge. From here, you have the option to open up by bringing that hand down and extending the opposite hand. Stretching here for a few breaths. Then on your next inhale, rising up slowly using those obliques to help you come up. Gaze can be to the back of the hand. Really emphasizing the twist today. And then inhale back to a crescent lunge. Exhale to sweep the hands down, sending it back into a plank. Optional vinyasa. These are all optional. If you are like, I don't like these, you don't have to do them. Go back into child's or downward dog. And exhale, downward dog here. From this downward dog, we're going to inhale to lift that left foot up in the air. And exhale to sweep it through the hands. Coming back into that crescent lunge. But this time, we're gonna bring that back foot, the back right foot, to a 90-degree angle, parallel to the back of the mat. Sweeping the arms all the way around. Gaze goes over the finger for warrior two. Again, making sure you can still see those toes. From here, we're going to do a rise and fall. So as you inhale, extending that front leg. And exhale to bend. Warrior two. Taking this flow at your own breath. Inhale to extend and exhale to bend. Taking your inhale and exhale the pace that you want. One more inhale and exhale back to warrior two. From here, we're gonna face both of our feet towards the sides, just slightly turning out the feet. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, we're gonna bend halfway, having a nice flat back here. Holding this halfway lift, inhale. And exhale, one more breath, inhale. Exhale to release, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. You have the option to walk your hands side to side or holding each side as you would like. I'm going to sway, so again, it's up to you, your individual practice. Continuing to breathe in and out of the nostrils, that ujjayi breath, that yogi breath. And then on your next inhale, returning to the center. From here, as you exhale, trying to get down just a little bit further. And then on your inhale, rising back up halfway for that halfway lift, flat back. Inhale. Exhale to hold. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale to rise all the way back up. Returning to that warrior two on that left side. Bringing the hands down to around the foot. And then sending it back into a plank position. Optional vinyasa flow or meeting in downward dog or child's pose. Sending it back. Returning to downward dog. Inhale to lift the right foot up in the air. Exhale to sweep it through the hands. Coming into a crescent lunge. In this crescent lunge, we're going to take that back foot to a 90-degree angle, again, parallel to the back of the mat, making sure that you can still see your toes, bringing your arms out, gazes over the fingertips for warrior two. As you inhale, we're going to rise and extend the leg. And exhale to bend, taking this at your own breath pace, your own breath flow. As you exhale, letting go of the stress. As you inhale, bringing in the positive energy. Two more of these. And then exhale back to that warrior two position. From here, we're going to bring both of our feet towards the opposite side. Just making sure both are pointing just a tiny bit outward. From your inhale, arms come up. And as you exhale, we're going to bring it down to a goddess pose, squeezing the shoulder blades here. Making sure that we have a flat back and that we're tucking the belly button into the spine. You have the option to play around with a toe stand here by shifting the weight onto the ball of the foot. You can hold both at the same time if you would like, or you could just stay in that sway side to side. It's up to you. On your next inhale, rising it all the way back up. Exhale, taking it down to that warrior two, bringing the hands around and then sending it back into a downward facing dog. From here on your next inhale, walking your feet to your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale for an optional back bend. Inhale to rise. Exhale to swan dive it forward, this time meeting in a downward dog position. From here, on your next inhale, we're going to lift that right foot up in the air. Exhale to sweep it through the hands. Rising back up to that warrior two position on that right side. From here, we're going to exhale to bring that right elbow down, stretching overhead with the left, gazes to the ceiling. For our extended side angle, if you'd like to even lift that arm up for an extra oblique challenge, you can. Inhale back up to warrior two. In exhale, bringing that left hand behind the back, the right hand going over the head for a reverse warrior. Also have an option to grab the back of the leg if you would like. It is your practice. Switching in this flow back and forth to wherever it feels good, or holding both. It is up to you. That's the joy of yoga, is that you do whatever feels good for your own body, no one else's. Two more. And on the next exhale, returning to that warrior two. From here, we're gonna inhale to extend that front leg, and exhale, hinging it forward, bringing that hand towards the shin and opening up into our triangle pose here. You can either have your hand on the shin or you can even do an oblique hover by not holding on to anything. And exhale, bringing it back to warrior two, sweeping the hands down and sending it back to downward dog. Inhale to lift that left foot up in the air. Exhale to sweep it through the hands. And coming back into warrior two on that left side. Again, checking the toes to make sure they can still see them. Back foot is parallel to the back of the mat. From here, we're gonna bring that left arm and elbow down and extending that right arm over for extended side angle. You have that option again for that oblique hover if you would like. Inhale back to warrior two. And exhale, hand can either go behind the back or reaching towards the back of the thigh. Taking this flow at your own breath, your own pace, holding it wherever it feels good. Making sure that the only thing that is moving are the arms and the torso, trying to stay strong in that warrior two stance to work those legs, sending energy through them. All that positive energy we're soaking in today, and exhaling all of the worry and stress. Keep breathing. You guys are doing amazing. One more of these. And exhale, bringing it back to warrior two. From here, we're gonna inhale to extend that front leg. Exhale to hinge forward at the hips, sending it into that triangle pose. Hand can either be on the shin or at the oblique hover, gazes to the ceiling. Breathing here. Enjoying the benefits of triangle pose. Exhale, bringing it back to warrior two. And inhale, sweeping the hands down, sending it back to a downward dog. From the downward dog, we're gonna take a child's pose to regain our breath for a bit. If you'd like to drink some water, that is also an option as well. I'm gonna drink some myself. Making sure that you're breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Taking one more breath, inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, sending it back to a downward dog. We're at the last 15 minutes of our class. We're gonna cool it down now. Inhale to lift that left foot up in the air. From here, we're gonna exhale to bring that knee in towards the nose for a crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale to crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale to crunch. One more. Inhale, extend. And exhale to hold this crunch for a breath. Inhale. And exhale, bringing that foot outside of the left hand. From here, dropping that knee down, you have the option to either send your hands down to the mat or lifting yourself up for a lizard pose to stretch out the hip. And if you would like a deeper hip stretch, you have an option to push that knee up, just a baby push to open up the hip. Breathing through this pose. Letting go of anything that is holding you back from being positive or happy or joyful. Letting go of the stress as you breathe in and out. One more breath here, inhale. And as you exhale, walking your foot towards the opposite side. Taking the shin parallel to the top of the mat, sending it down for pigeon pose. Bringing your elbows down to the mat if you would like. Holding it here. Breathing in and out of the nose. Releasing any stress that's in your hips right now. A few more breaths here. Keep breathing. And on the next inhale, we're going to send that foot back in one swoop to a three-legged dog. From here, as you exhale, we're going to bend the knee, just sending it in some circles to open and close the hip joint. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift that right foot up in the air. And exhale to sweep it through, coming into a crunch. Inhale, extend, three-legged dog. Exhale to crunch. Taking 3 more at your own breath. Holding it here on that last one. Inhale. And exhale, sending that right foot around that right hand, dropping that knee down for lizard pose. Again, you have the option to bring those elbows down. Again, you have that option to push that hip out just a little bit if it feels good. And then on your next exhale, walking that foot towards the opposite side, bringing that shin down for our pigeon pose. Ooh, this side feels a little bit tighter than the other. You can send it down or you can hold yourself up. Again, that is your choice, your practice. Continuing to breathe through this pose. And then on the next inhale, we're going to slowly rise up, bringing it back to a three-legged dog on the right side. Exhale to bend the knee and drawing circles with the knee to open and close the hip. Exhale, downward dog. From here, we're going to take our last vinyasa flow of the practice. Exhale to bring yourself forward into a plank position. Slowly lowering it down, chaturanga. Inhale to lift up the heart for that back bend. Exhale, downward dog. From here, we're going to bring ourselves back to that plank, lowering our knees down and bringing the chest all the way down, chaturanga. But from here, we're going to bring our hands on the back of our thighs. We're gonna go into locust pose. So you want your chest to be lifted. And if you'd like to see me from this side, you're gonna lift your legs up just a little bit, sending that chin up, trying to squeeze the thighs together, holding it here. Exhale, release. I'm gonna do that one more time. Cheek is down to the mat right now. But as you exhale, rising up, chin comes to the chest. Trying to bring those feet and thighs together. And exhale, release. On this last one, you have an option to do a bow pose, which is bringing both of your hands on the shins and then bringing yourself up. Chest is lifted. We're gonna start that on the next exhale. So squeeze those legs together. And as you exhale, lift it on up for bow pose. And exhale, release it down. From our bellies, bringing it back to a downward dog. So wherever you are, downward dog. And then exhale, walking yourself to a seated position, grabbing some water if you need it. We're going to do one more abdominal exercise before we start to lower it down to our final resting pose, Savasana. So checking the time to make sure. Awesome, right on time. We're gonna bring our knees up, coming into a boat pose. I will go towards the side so you can see my form. Bringing that chest up, legs come out. And as you exhale, you have the option to drop one foot down at a time, alternating. Holding it here. You can also have your hands underneath of the thighs if that helps. Really and truly, you want that chest to stay lifted. So if you start to shake, hold on to the back of the hamstrings. Or bringing your hands up. And exhale to release, rolling it out just a little bit. The next one that we will be doing is our boat and canoe. So as you rise up on that inhale, legs extend to boat. Exhale, reaching down for canoe, squeezing the core here, lifting the chest up, gazes to the ceiling. Inhale for that crunch, bringing it back to boat. Exhale, taking it down to canoe. Inhale to rise. Exhale, canoe. Two more, you got this. Inhale to rise. You're so strong. Exhale, bringing it down. One more. Inhale, boat. Exhale, holding it in canoe for 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale to release it all the way down to the mat. From here, we're going to lift that left foot up in the air. And as you exhale, twisting the spine, bringing both of your arms out. Gazes over the opposite shoulder for a spinal twist. Rewarding yourself for coming here today, 45 minutes of a nice yoga practice to honor your body, to relieve stress, to love yourself, to let go of worry. Inhale to lift that leg up. Exhale to drop it down. Inhale to switch the legs, rising it up. Exhale to twist. Gaze this towards the opposite side. Making sure your shoulder blades are planted onto the mat or the floor. Inhale to rise that leg up. Exhale to bring it down. From here, you have the option to venture into happy baby by bringing the legs up. Bring your peace fingers around the toes and swaying side to side. Getting ready for our final relaxation. Exhale to bring the knees in towards the belly, giving yourself a big hug, soaking in all the positive energy, and exhale to release all the stress down, sending it all the way out, releasing every part of the body, every muscle, not holding tightly to anything, opening the palms up to receive the positive energy. Closing the eyes, slowing down the breath. Letting go of any worries or stress that you may feel due to the virus, how it's affecting school, how it's affecting your life at home. Just letting it all go. Thinking of one happy thought here and holding tightly to it. Beginning to deepen the breath. Making small movements like wiggling the fingers and the toes. Rolling out the wrists and the ankles. And then bringing your hands over the head for a full body stretch when you're ready. As you exhale, rolling onto your favorite side into fetal position. Keeping the eyes shut. Breathing here. And on your next inhale, slowly bringing yourself into a seated position. Eyes are still closed. Bringing your hands to heart center, rubbing the hands back and forth to create heat. Bringing the palms of the hands over the eyelids, telling the eyes it is time to wake up. Open the eyes. Inhale, arms come up, bringing your hands over the head for kind thoughts, over the mouth for kind words, and the heart for kind intentions. Namaste means the light and love in me, honors and respects the light and love in each and every one of you. Stay safe, everybody, stay healthy, and thank you for joining my yoga fitness class from 9:30 to 10:15. I hope that you guys enjoyed today and that you return on Monday to share your practice with me. Namaste.